So, and again, subscription tells you all about it. And then here's the thing that, again, is one of the most annoying things about the security suite, and one of the things we just truly did not like. This is the real-time kind of the sending of anonymous packets back to F-Secure. If you've seen our Kaspersky or our Norton reviews, they all have the same thing, but they actually ask you as during the install if it's okay. Here by default, F-Secure just assumes you're okay with it, and then they just turn it on. We don't like that. We really want a box that comes up when you're doing the installation that says, am I willing to participate? Unfortunately, they just do it automatically, so you can go in here and uncheck this if you want. So again, it's completely up to you. So we're going to save these settings here. And then these are allow starter programs. Programs are allowed to start up when the computer starts. So you can turn these on, you can add, you can add programs for this, you can turn programs off to this. So it's actually nice little features. So alright, so that's all kind of those features. Again, you get the scan down here, you can click settings from here, again, exact same thing. So what we're going to do now too is we're going to look at the parental controls. Open and explore and show you the protection bar also, but I also want to look at the parental controls. So what we're going to do is what we always do. We're going to create a new account here in XP. You're going to make it a kids account here. Call it Jane. Again, if your kids especially the age of under 14, make sure they are a limited user only, because you don't want them getting into everything, and you don't want them installing stuff off the web. So you see a little F-Secure bar up here. It says this site is safe and stuff like that, so it'll actually monitor everything for you. So what we're going to do now, whoops, I don't want to restart, I'll log off. We're going to go test F-Secure out. We're going to just try to do some basic things here with the parental controls turned on and see what happens. Alright. Get a drink real quick. Alright, we're still starting to install the profile here. Alright, we're almost done here. And this is what you want to do when you're a parent and you want to set these up. You will need to go into your child's profile to set these settings up correctly. So the installation going. And that's another thing we do recommend is, if you've got kids that are using the computer along with yourself, is to set up different profiles on it, one for you and one for each of your kids, just due to the fact that you actually lock them down and actually make their internet experience safer. Like I said, you don't want them to have administrative rights on everything, because they can just go and download stuff off the internet freely, and in the long run it'll actually cause more harm to your computer. So make them a limited user and don't allow them to install stuff at random here. So I'm just going to right click down here, open up the F-Secure, go into settings, internet, parental controls, and we're going to go to turn this on. Alright, and here's the wizard. So next, here's your options. You have small children and teenagers. For small children, you will have to go in here and manually specify each website they can actually access. It'll deny every website except for the ones you put in there. So if you're willing to do the work and put each individual website in there, it's a great thing to have. Otherwise, we recommend just leaving it at teenagers, because it's going to block a lot of stuff here. So we're going to hit next. You do have the daily browsing time for weekdays and weekends here. You can click on this. Basically, it's a time limit. You can say they can only be online for 4 hours. So once 4 hours is up, boom, it turns off your internet access. And you can set that for the weekdays or weekend. Next, you have actually the restrict browsing on weekdays. What you can do is if you turn this on, so they come home from school and it's like from 4 to 6 o'clock it's homework. So you can go in here and say from 4 to 6, you know, sorry, we're blocking the internet for you until you get your homework done. So you can turn the internet off for them. White means allow and red means prevent. So you do that for the weekend and weekdays here. Next, and now here's the default things it's actually going to block for you: weapons, hate websites, violence, drugs, gambling, and adult content. Those are the defaults, but obviously, you know, we have like webmail, travel, chat, blogs, and stuff like that over here. You can block any of those if you want. Social networks, if you want, but you know, these are not nearly as important as these over here. And then you have dating, which we kind of recommend checking the whole the dating box too. So. Alright, now you're going to create a password here, and for parents, this is the password you know, because this will be the password they have to know to get in here to change these settings. So then you put a hint for the password, and you click finish. Okay, we're going to close this out. Turn off my speaker here. Alright. So what we're going to do now is open up Internet Explorer, and using, I believe our default is Bing on this one, try a couple of the sites and stuff like that and just make sure it's actually blocking it. So set up Internet Explorer 8 here. Again, it tells you, you know, this site is safe, notify us and stuff like that. So, all right. We'll just type in the word porn up there and see what happens here. Here's one about free videos. Okay, blocked. Parental controls blocked this site, so that's good. That's what we want. Now here's another good test. This is actually a Slashdot article about it, and it actually does not block this. Which, depending on how you look at it, it's actually makes it a very good filter. Because I mean, if you don't want your kids reading about it or anything like that about the industry, it's not necessarily going to block this. It's not going to block websites that have just, you know, content. It's just simple, you know, talks about it. But videos and stuff like that, videos and pictures, it actually will block. So, but let's see, because here's one about here's a Wikipedia one, which if we get the same results, it'll be open. So again, you know, get some images up there, but you know what? Again, depending on how you look at it, do you want it open or not? So, all right. So here's some other ones. I know we tried this earlier, where we clicked on the movie Triple X, and it was okay. Here's another website again, blocked. So actually, you know, these parental controls are really good. You know, they do a very good job of actually filtering out any kind of website that has material, you know, videos and pictures and stuff like that on it, but it does not actually turn off or restrict access to sites that actually just have content. So, depending on how you look at it, they could be the filter's very good, or you may want something a little bit stronger, like the Kaspersky Internet Security Suite, which actually has a little bit better parental controls built in. So. That's our quick review on F-Security and Security Suite. We'll soon have a second video, and we're going to take it through some more testing. And then we got a machine that's all full of viruses and stuff like that, and we're going to run it through there and make sure it cleans them all out. So again, you know, this is Scott here from InternetSafetyCenter.com. If you get a chance, go ahead and check out the site. We do have a daily blog, kind of a tip blog and news blog. It just tells you about the world of internet safety and security, about if there's any kind of attack going on, or we also have a tip blog that talks about don't forget to defrag your computer and stuff like that. So again, it's internetsafetycenter.com. Hope to see you soon. Later.